Hello students, I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. Today I will discuss about simple harmonic motion, which will be useful for BSc first year students and students preparing for IIT, JEE and NEET. One can follow my YouTube channel Concepts of Physical Sciences and the link is given here. So this is the overview of the whole topic. I will first discuss about various kinds of motion, which includes translational, rotatory, periodic, oscillatory, vibratory and simple harmonic motion. That is our main focus. The whole course is distributed in 3 chapters. In chapter 1, simple harmonic motion will be discussed, that I will discuss today. In SHM, no loss of energy occurs in the system, that is there are no dissipative forces. The only force that acts is restoring force. For example, in the case of simple pendulum, the pendulum is oscillating in vacuum. There are no dissipative force in form of air drag. But in particular, if the simple pendulum is oscillating in air or any other medium, there are dissipative forces that acts on the pendulum, and after some time the oscillations decays. So in chapter 2, dissipative forces will also play in the picture apart from restoring force, and that oscillation we call as damped harmonic oscillation. In the 3rd chapter, that is known as forced harmonic oscillation, an additional periodic force will also play in the picture apart from restoring and dissipative forces. For example, if a child is swinging on a swing, it pushes the swing at one end and that push acts as an additional periodic force. So that will be taken care in the 3rd chapter. So today I will discuss about simple harmonic motion. First I will define it, and we will solve the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. Then we will also discuss some examples of simple harmonic motion, such as simple pendulum, a spring mass system, torsional pendulum, compound pendulum, a LC circuit and particle in a potential well. So the book reference is Concept of Physics by Professor S.C. Verma. One can follow that. So now coming to the our topic. So now coming to various kinds of motion. First we will discuss about motion. When an object changes its position with respect to time, it is said to be in motion. जब कोई ऑब्जेक्ट समय के साथ अपने पोजीशन को चेंज करता है, then इस प्रक्रिया को हम मोशन बोलते हैं. It is defined in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, speed and time. So इन parameters के द्वारा हम motion को define कर सकते हैं. That we have already seen in Newton's laws of motion. So what are various kinds of motion? So following are various kinds of motion, like translation motion, where position varies linearly with time. जब ऑब्जेक्ट का पोजीशन समय के साथ लीनियरली चेंज करता है, या जो ऑब्जेक्ट है वो लीनियर पाथ पे ट्रेवल करता है, तो जब हम उसे ट्रांसलेशन मोशन बोल रहे हैं. व्हाट इज पीरियोडिक मोशन? व्हेन एन ऑब्जेक्ट रिपीट्स इट्स पाथ आफ्टर ए फिक्स्ड पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, इट इज सेड टू एग्जीक्यूट पीरियोडिक मोशन. जब कोई ऑब्जेक्ट एक फिक्स्ड इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम के बाद अपने पाथ को रिपीट करता है, तो हम इस मोशन को पीरियोडिक मोशन कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, motion of earth around sun is a periodic motion and the time period is 365 days. Earth spinning on its own axis is also an example of periodic motion and the time period is 24 hours or 1 day. Motion of different hands of watch is also periodic. तो घड़ी में जो सुइयां होती हैं उनका भी मोशन पीरियोडिक मोशन होता है. तो घंटे की सुई का मोशन पीरियोडिक मोशन है एंड द टाइम पीरियड इज 12 आवर्स. मिनट की सुई का टाइम पीरियड 60 मिनट और 1 आवर. एंड सिमिलरली सेकंड की जो सुई है उसका टाइम पीरियड 60 सेकेंड या 1 मिनट होता है. In the case of no energy loss, simple pendulum, spring mass system are also known as periodic motion, and particle in a bowl or potential bell is also execute periodic motion. So sine and cosine functions are also periodic and finite and are known as harmonic functions. We know that tan function is also periodic, but it is not finite. That we know that tan 90 is infinity. So sine and cosine functions are also periodic. The periodicity is 2 pi and finite. That means, as we know that sine and cos varies from +1 to -1. So these are harmonic functions, and any periodic functions can be represented in form of these harmonic functions. So what is rotational motion? An object that rotates at the same position about an axis. कोई ऑब्जेक्ट जो अपने सेम पोजीशन पर रहते हुए अपने एक्सिस पर रोटेट कर रहा है, उसको हम रोटेशनल मोशन बोल रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, अर्थ स्पिनिंग ऑन इट्स ओन एक्सिस is a rotational motion and periodic as well. So rotational motion can be periodic as well, but all periodic motions are not rotational. Reverse is not true. Okay. So what is oscillatory and vibratory motion? So any to and fro motion about a mean position, किसी mean position के around to and fro motion को हम oscillatory या vibratory motion कह रहे हैं. This mean position is also known as stable equilibrium position. The vibratory motion is microscopic, while oscillatory is macroscopic motion. So, for example, atoms in a solid, vibrations of atom in a solid is a vibratory motion, and it is microscopic, that we can't visualize it by our own eyes. While a simple pendulum, oscillation of a simple pendulum is a oscillatory motion or macroscopic motion, and one can visualize it by its own eyes. So this is the major difference between these two, although the behavior is similar. So the force acting on these motions, on the particle in these motions, is represented as F is equal to minus k x to the power n, where n is odd, n can be 1, 3, 5 or any odd number. So at mean position, that is x is equal to 0, the force acting on the particle or object is 0. That's why the mean position is also known as stable equilibrium position. That means the potential energy has a minimum at this mean position. So a simple pendulum and a spring mass system and particle in a bowl or potential well, where oscillations are quite small, is an example of oscillatory motion. So oscillatory and vibratory motions can be periodic as well, but we see that all periodic motions are not oscillatory. Oscillatory motions can be periodic. Similarly, rotational motions can be periodic. But so periodic motion is actually big group, and rotational and oscillatory is a sub part of that. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. So now we'll move to simple harmonic motion. So simple harmonic motion is defined as a periodic motion when the acceleration is always directly proportional to its displacement from its mean position. जब acceleration हमेशा डिस्प्लेसमेंट के प्रोपोर्शनल होता है, मीन पोजीशन से डिस्प्लेसमेंट की प्रोपोर्शनल होता है, और उस मीन पोजीशन को हम स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम पोजीशन बोलते हैं, एंड इज ऑलवेज डायरेक्टेड टुवर्ड्स द मीन पोजीशन. द डायरेक्शन ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन हमेशा मीन पोजीशन की ओर डायरेक्टेड होता है. इट मीन्स देयर एक्ट्स ए रीस्टोरिंग फोर्स दैट ट्राइज टू पुश द ऑब्जेक्ट टुवर्ड्स इट्स मीन पोजीशन. इट इज आल्सो डिफाइंड as the simplest kind of oscillatory motion, that is to and fro motion about mean position, that can be represented by single harmonic functions like sine or cosine. So the SHMs, simple harmonic motions, can be represented by sine or cosine functions. Those are known as harmonic functions as well. Displacement, amplitude, time period, frequency, angular frequency, and phase are some important parameters. So what is displacement? At any time at any instantaneous time t, what is the position of the object from its mean position is known as displacement. The amplitude, the maximum displacement at one side of the particle is known as amplitude. The time period, the time taken in one complete oscillation is known as time period, and frequency, the number of oscillation per second is known as frequency. We will see these in coming slides. Angular frequency and phase we will see in coming slides. So a simple harmonic motion can be distributed in two parts: linear simple harmonic motion or angular SHM. If the displacement is linear, that is linear acceleration A is proportional to minus x, then SHM is known as linear SHM. In that case, the restoring force acts, which is always directed towards the mean position. So F is minus k into x, where k is restoring force constant. For example, simple pendulum with small oscillation is assumed to occur linear SHM. Same for spring mass system as well. So if the displacement is angular, that is angular acceleration alpha is proportional to theta, and minus sign here indicates the fact that a restoring torque acts, which is always directed towards the mean position. Thus tau is minus c theta, where c is restoring force constant, restoring torque constant. The example is torsional pendulum. So now we can solve the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. Let me open the whiteboard and let me start. So as we already discussed that in SHM, particle oscillates about a mean position. So let's assume that particle is oscillating around the mean position O from POQ. So first it goes, so at x is equal to 0, that is the mean position. Force acting on the particle is F is equal to minus k into x. So here force is 0. That is this position is point of stable equilibrium position. When x is positive, particle is displaced from O towards Q, distance is positive. So force acting on the particle is given as F is equal to minus kx. X is positive, so force is negative. Force will be negative. So direction of force will be always directed towards the equilibrium position. So it tries to pull it back towards the equilibrium position. Similarly, in this side, let's say particle moves here towards negative side. So x is less than 0, x is negative. So force in that case, if x is negative, force will be positive. So force here will be positive, F is greater than 0, and it will act towards this direction. So force is actually always in a direction towards the stable equilibrium position. Now from the definition of simple harmonic motion, that the acceleration A is directly proportional to its displacement with a minus sign. So force, this implies that restoring force F is also proportional to minus x. Okay. So we know that from Newton's second law of motion, that F is equal to m into A is proportional to minus x, or one can write down that ma is minus kx, where k is proportionality constant, known as restoring force constant. K is known as restoring force constant, okay. So acceleration A can be written as the rate of change of velocity dv over dt, and we know that velocity can be written as rate of change of displacement. Thus acceleration can be written as the second derivative of displacement with respect to time. So from equation number, let's say 1, and this is equation number 2, using 1 and 2, using equation 1 and equation number 2, what we have? We have what? So ma is minus kx, so m into a is d2x over dd square is equal to minus kx, or d2x over dt square, the second derivative of x with respect to time, plus k by m, x is equal to 0. So this is the differential equation. Now let's assume k by m to be equal to, so let's assume that k by m is equal to omega square, or omega is equal to the square root of k by m. Here we will know that this omega is known as the angular frequency and is given as square root of k by m. So this equation does write down, we can write down this as equation number 3, and this is equation number 4. From equation 3 and 4, one gets the differential equation for simple harmonic motion, which is d2x over dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. Where omega is square root of k by m. So this expression is equation number 5 and is known as the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. So if you find any such equation, one can assume that the particle or object is executing a simple harmonic motion. So let's find its solution. Equation number 5, we can go to the next place. So the solution of equation number 5, the solution of equation 5 is actually given as x is equal to some a sine omega t plus phi. This is the solution for the displacement in terms of time. And how we find it, how we got it, this is actually equation number 6. How we derive it, how we find it. So I need to derive the solution. So for that, first we assume a trial solution. Let's assume a trial solution. Let's assume a trial solution in the form of, let's say, some exponential function. Let's say we have assumed a trial solution that x is equal to c exponential alpha t. इसको हमने एक ट्रायल सोल्यूशन माना है, और यूजिंग द डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन 5 and equation number 7. Okay, so the differential equation क्या है? d2x over dd square plus omega square x is equal to 0. Now x is actually this, So find out what is dx by dt. So dx by dt is c alpha e to the power alpha t, and what is the second derivative? d2x over dt square is c alpha square exponential alpha t. So I want to put the values of d2x over dt square and x in this equation. Okay, so we get what we get. So d2x over dt square, the value is this, c alpha square exponential alpha t, this plus omega square x. X is c exponential alpha t. This is equal to 0. If you take c exponential alpha t as common, so we end up getting alpha square plus omega square is equal to 0. Since this is actually the trial solution, x is equal to c exponential alpha t, so that is x is equal to 0. If that is equal to 0, that is actual trial solution, a trivial solution, but we want a solution other than that. So this can't be 0. Okay. It means the quantity that is 0 is this one. As we know that when the product of two quantities is 0, so one of them is 0. So this can't be 0, as x is equal to 0 will be a trivial solution. Okay. So it means only this will be 0. So alpha square plus omega square is equal to 0. This means alpha is square root of minus omega square, which is plus minus I omega, where I is square root of minus 1. Okay, and is imaginary. So alpha is plus minus I omega. So it means x is equal to c exponential plus minus I omega t is a solution. It is a solution of the problem of differential equation number 5. Okay. So x is equal to c exponential I omega t is a solution, and x is equal to c exponential minus I omega t is a solution of equation 5. So c is a constant, so we can change it to c1. If c exponential I omega t is a solution, so c1 exponential I omega t will also be a solution, because c1 is just a random constant. Similarly, c2 exponential minus I omega t will also be a solution. So if both are solution, so a linear combination of these two, thus x is equal to c1 exponential I omega t and plus c2 exponential minus I omega t. This will also be a solution of equation number 5. Now, if you go to the next slide, so it means x is equal to c1 expanding exponential I omega t. This will be cos omega t plus I sin omega t plus c2 cos omega t minus I sin omega t is also a solution of the differential equation. Now, putting all the constants together, so x is equal to, let's say I want to keep all the constants of coefficients of cos omega t. So this is c1 plus c2. Okay. Then collecting all the coefficients of sin omega t. So I sin omega t and c1 minus c2. Now let's assume, to simplify it further, let's assume that this coefficient C1 plus C2 is some A sin phi, and similarly A cos phi is I C1 minus C2. Here we have assumed that A sin phi is C1 plus C2 and A cos phi is I C1 minus C2, where phi is some phase phi, and that is also a constant, and A is some amplitude. A, that we will see that A is actually amplitude and it is also a constant right now. So X is A sin phi cos omega t plus A cos phi sin omega t. If you simplify it further, so X is sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. This is just sin A plus B. So this is just sin omega t plus phi. So X is equal to sin omega t plus phi. We found it to be the solution of the differential equation number 5. So this is equation number 6. So this is the solution. So the displacement with respect to A. So here, what is A? At t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0. X is equal to sin 0 is 0. X is equal to 0. Okay. And when, what will happen? The maximum value. What is the amplitude? What is the amplitude? How you define the amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum displacement. Maximum displacement at one side. So we know that sin omega t plus phi, the value is 1. So maximum displacement is x is equal to plus minus a. Okay. So displacement will be either one side it is plus a, another side it is minus a. So a is known as the amplitude. So that a is the amplitude of oscillation. Okay. Now what is the time period? The time period. So time period is the time at which the particle is at its previous position. So let's suppose at time t it is at position x. So at time t plus capital T it will be at same position. Now put capital T is equal to 2 pi by omega, where omega is the angular frequency, omega is square root of k by m. If put that, so what we find? So x, you should get, if we get the same thing, xt is equal to xt plus t, and if it is satisfied, it means t is equal to 2 pi by omega is the time period. Okay. So xt, it means xt is equal to xt plus 2 pi by omega. Okay. So xt is what? A sin omega t plus phi. A sin omega t plus phi. Okay. And here this will be A sin omega, and this will be t plus 2 pi by omega. Okay, plus phi, or you know that sin omega t plus 2 pi, this will be A sin omega t plus phi and plus 2 pi. Okay, it will be same. So I will go to the next page. So A sin, so xt, I will just repeat it. Xt is equal to xt plus capital T. यहाँ से A sin omega t plus phi is equal to A sine omega. I have put t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So this will be omega t plus 2 pi by omega, okay, plus 5. Then sin A plus B, you just expand it. This will be A sine omega t plus 5. This is one thing, and plus 2 pi. Okay, so you just expand it. A sin A plus B is sin omega t plus 5. So sin A and cos 2 pi. Okay, sin A cos B plus cos A cos omega t plus 5 into sin B sin 2 pi, and we know that sin 2 pi is 0, so this will vanish, this term will vanish, 0 here, and cos 2 pi the value is 1. Okay, so this implies here you get A sin omega t plus 5 is equal to A sin omega t plus 5, and this value is 1 and this ends to 0. So we see that when I put t plus capital T, where capital T is 2 pi by omega, I get the same displacement. It means t is equal to 2 pi by omega is the time period of simple harmonic motion. Okay, so let's see other things as well. So what is the velocity, acceleration and energy? Let's check that. So velocity, let's check that in the next slide. Let's say next place. So velocity, v is just dx over dt. Since x is equal to A sin omega t plus 5, okay, so v is dx by dt, and that will be A omega, and sin is just cos omega t plus 5. I want to express in terms of x, so this will be A omega, and cos omega t can be written as 1 minus square root of sin square omega t plus 5. Okay, 1 minus sin square omega t plus 5 is cos square omega t plus 5, and square root, so you will end up cos omega t plus 5. So put the values from here. So this is A omega 1 minus sin square omega t plus 5. So sin square omega t plus 5 will be x square divided by A square, and you take this A inside. So this v is omega square root of A square minus x square. So this is the formula for velocity. So here you see that at x is equal to 0, that is the mean position, velocity v is A omega, and maximum velocity is there. Okay, and when x is equal to plus minus A, that is at the extreme positions, velocity v is equal to 0. So at extreme positions velocity v is 0, and it is maximum at the mean position. Now what is the acceleration? Acceleration A is nothing but d2x over dt square, and this is just A omega square, and this will just sin cos omega t is again and minus sign aa gaya, and then this is sin omega t plus 5, and you know that A omega sin omega t plus 5 is x, so this is just minus omega square x. So A is omega square x. So when x is equal to 0, that is the mean position. मीन पोजीशन पर a की जो वैल्यू है वो s इक्वल टू 0 है, तो यहाँ पे भी a 0 है. एंड एक्सट्रीम पोजीशंस पर जब x की वैल्यू प्लस माइनस a है, द वैल्यू ऑफ a एक्सीलरेशन इज मैक्सिमम. और कितना है, अगर ये प्लस से है तो दिस विल बी माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर a, एंड व्हेन इट इज माइनस a it will be plus omega square a. So here the direction, the sign actually shows the direction. So if you see, if you check this, the oscillations P, Q और O के बीच में there is simple harmonic motion. So at this point, which is at x is equal to 0, which is also known as mean position or stable equilibrium position. So यहाँ पर you see that a is equal to 0. Acceleration is 0, s is equal to 0 पर force is 0, but velocity is v is maximum. A omega velocity is maximum here. At extreme positions like here, यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, velocity is 0, x is equal to a, velocity is 0, and acceleration is minus ओमेगा स्क्वायर ए. सो फोर्स कितना हुआ, फोर्स इज जस्ट माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर एंड ए. सो एफ इज एम ए, तो ये हो जाएगा माइनस एम ओमेगा स्क्वायर ए. फोर्स की वैल्यू यहाँ पर इतनी होगी एंड इट विल बी डायरेक्टेड टुवर्ड्स दिस वन, टुवर्ड्स द इक्विलिब्रियम पोजीशन. हियर यहाँ पर the x की वैल्यू इज माइनस a, velocity v is 0 again, and the value of a is omega square a, and the value of force is m omega square a. Okay, so you will see that force's direction is that way. Okay, so one can plot all these and one can simply get the expression for velocity, acceleration and force. So let's find the expression for total energy for the case of harmonic oscillation. So we know that total energy E can be written as sum of the potential energy and the kinetic energy. Okay, so total energy E is the sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy. Now the suppose okay, so how to find potential energy first. So suppose a particle is executing SHM from, let's say, point P to Q, and O is here the mean position. Okay, particle is executing SHM. Then at some point of time, let's say at some time t, the displacement is at position x, and I want to displace it to a infinitesimal small amount dx. So the potential energy in transferring this particle from x to x plus dx is actually work done, and work done will be work done by the particle, by the particle from moving to x plus dx. ठीक है, and this will be just minus integration f dot dx. Okay, and we know that f is minus kx, so this integral is minus kx and dx, and this is nothing but half kx square. Okay, so the potential energy is half kx square, It can also be written as, we know that this potential energy is, we know the value of omega is square root k by m, so this is nothing but half m omega square x square. So potential energy is this. So this is the expression for potential energy. Okay, now one can similarly find the expression for, one can find the expression for kinetic energy. Okay, so let me find it. So kinetic energy is nothing but half mv square, and we know that this is half m. V is omega square root of a square minus x square. Okay, so v square is I square of that, and this will be just half m omega, half m omega. Let me use the half m omega square and then a square minus x square. So this is the expression for kinetic energy. So now the total energy is the sum of kinetic energy and plus potential energy. So this is nothing but half kinetic energy is m omega square x square and plus half m omega square a square minus x square. So this will be cancelled out. So E is nothing but half m omega square a square. Thus we see that total energy is constant. So total energy of the system is constant. That means there is no loss. No loss of energy. No loss of energy, as so total energy is actually constant. It does not depend. It does not depend on position. It does not depend on position, as here no loss of energy, as there is no dissipative force, as there is no dissipative force. यहाँ पर कोई डिफिसिटिव फोर्स हमने अज्यूम नहीं किया है, इसलिए द टोटल एनर्जी इज कांस्टेंट. सो लेट मी ड्रॉ ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो व्हाट वी हैव गॉट, लेट मी ड्रॉ ऑल दिस. सो लेट मी फर्स्ट रीराइट एवरीथिंग. सो व्हाट वी गॉट, समरी क्या है, व्हाट इज द समरी. So first we got differential equation. So differential equation is d2x over dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. This kind of equation is known as simple harmonic motion. Differential equation for simple harmonic motion, where omega is angular frequency, is nothing but square root of k by m. जहाँ पर k क्या है, what is k? K is restoring force constant. Then what is the solution of that? Solution of that, xt is equal to a sine omega t plus phi. This was the solution where a is the amplitude. A is the amplitude and capital T is equal to 2 pi by omega is the time period. So we know that frequency is f is just 1 by t. This is just omega by 2 pi is frequency. Okay, so then we found the expression for velocity. So velocity is just omega under root of a square minus x square, and the expression for this is minus omega square x. Okay, the potential energy पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, यहाँ से आप फोर्स भी निकाल सकते हो, फोर्स इज जस्ट माइनस एम ओमेगा स्क्वायर एक्स, या माइनस के एक्स भी था, है ना। पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज नथिंग बट हाफ m omega square x square. The kinetic energy was half m omega square and bracket में a square minus x square, and the total energy is the sum of all these two. Total energy is so E is sum of P, potential energy and kinetic energy. This is just half m omega square a square, which is a constant. So these all these are the formulas, and if you plot the kinetic energy and potential energy, let me draw it. So let me draw it here. So I want to draw potential energy, kinetic energy here. Let's say drawing is not perfect, so pardon me for that. So this is I have drawn a axis. Okay, I want to use some other pen. So half kx square, this is half omega square x square. This is also half kx square. Okay, and this is also half ka square, which is also constant. So one can actually replot it. One can plot it. So this parabolic type of curve is potential energy. This is potential energy. Okay. This parabolic curve is potential energy. Let me write it here. So this is potential energy, and this point is A. This is A. So what I am plotting, x versus energy. So this is energy. ठीक है, ये मैं प्लॉट कर रहा हूँ. This is potential energy. Okay, and we know that this point is x is equal to minus a. The other point is x is equal to minus a. So this point is x is equal to minus a. ठीक है. So this is a parabolic curve, and that is denoting the potential energy curve. Then let's say I want to use some other pen for. Okay, so the inverted parabola will be so the inverted parabola like that. This is actually the kinetic energy. This is kinetic energy, and the sum is, which is half m omega square a square minus x square. Okay, this is also can be written as half k a square minus x square. This can also be written as that. Okay, so the sum of these two energies, I can draw it by black pen, and that sum is half. This sum is half. This total is this one. This line, that is a constant curve, and this constant curve is what? Half ka square. Half ka square, or half m omega square a square, and is known as the total energy. So students, with this I end this lecture here. I will discuss the examples of simple harmonic motion in the next chapter. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please follow this YouTube channel, Concepts of Physical Sciences by Dr. Nikhil Kumar. I hope you will find it useful for your studies. Thank you.